Unmuted. Islam, can you hear me, Brother Marvin Edwards Bay?
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear. You have the floor.
Gratitude. Islam, Islam, Islam. Islam, Moorish America. On a rise upon the seven within the circle of justice, mercy, love, and right, and give all praises to the great God Allah, Father God Allah, and honors to his holy prophet, honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Alhaj Sharif Abdul Ali, that is. We give honors to our Moorish kin once again, here, there, and everywhere, and therefore honors to all of you who are continuously honoring yourselves by being yourselves. But let us come forth with our ancient committee and adept Moorish American prayer. And as we come forth, we ask that you open up your hearts and minds as we open up the way. Islam, Islam, Islamism. Ya Allah abnu heru makuneteru. Ya Allah abhet heru. Ya Allah ma'at heru. Ya Allah hutep heru. Ya Allah heru. Ya Allah ma'at herakuti. Ya Allah wajeta juti. Bama duti. Al hedit shepsis rab to Ali. I mean Halias, Halias, Halias. And that is the same Moorish kin in transliteration. O Allah, the Father of the universe. O Allah, the Father of love. O Allah, the Spirit of truth. O Allah, the Spirit of peace. O Allah, the Spirit of freedom. O Allah, the Spirit of justice. O Allah, you are my protector. O Allah, you are my guide. O Allah, you are my salvation by night and by day. O Allah, through your holy prophet. O Allah, Drew Ali. Amen. Oliyasa, Oliyasa, Oliyasa. Islam, Moorish king. Accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All citizens must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all citizens must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you're part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. Muted. No organization, subhanAllah. Unmuted. Act 5. No organization of Moorish America is to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the state government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all citizens must proclaim nationality. We are teaching our people the national and divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of the said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live in the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All citizens must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a parcel of all uplifting acts of Moorish America. Moorish Americans must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of Moorish America, and then you're entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children, look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine utterance from your holy prophet Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God Allah. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, peace and blessings be upon him, founding father and framer of the divine constitution and bylaws of Moorish America. And now that this meeting has been opened according to the triune acts, Acts 1, 2, and 3 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, we say Islam, Islam, Islamism. The providence of Allah is ever all his works. He ruleth and directeth with infinite wisdom. He hath instituted laws for the government of the world. He hath wonderfully varied them in all beings, and each by his nature conformeth to his will. Shemotepu Moorish kin. Peace and love.
Muted. Islam, Islam. I'm the man of Genesis at the Marvin Ellis State. And I will be reading a chapter of the week. First, let me rise, giving all praise to the great God Allah. Give highest honor to his prophet, our prophet Noble Drew Ali. Give our honor to our democratic government, our Moorish government. Give our honor to our Act 1. Give honor to all of our officials. I give our honor to the class, our Moorish perspective class, as well as I give honor to the host, our National Assistant Grand Chief, Dr. Cheto Minty, our Moorish Stepswell. And I give honor to everything that's Moorish, our flag, our field, our emblem, our divine constitution, our holy Quran, our book of Ali, our 101, 102, that's Zooming of the Nation. All of our divine revelation, I give honor. And now I will be reading the chapter of the week, chapter 66. Holy instructions from the prophet. Feeble and insufficient as thou art, O man, in good, frail and inconstant as thou art in pleasure, yet that is the thing in which thou art strong and unshaken. Its name is misery. It is the character of thy being, the prerogative of thy nature, in thy breast alone it resided. Without thee, there is nothing of it, and behold, what is its source but thine own passion. He who gave thee these gave thee also reason to subdue it, to subdue them. Exert it, and thou shalt trample them under thy feet. Thine interest into the world, is it not shameful? Thy destruction, is it not glorious? Lo, men adorn the instrument of death with gold and gems, and wear them above their garments. He who begetteth the man hideth his face, but he who killeth a thousand is honored. No doubt, notwithstanding, that in this is error. Custom cannot alter the nature of truth, neither can the opinion of man destroy justice. The glory and the shame are misplaced. There is but one way for a man to be produced. There are 1,000 by which he may be destroyed. There is no praise or honor to him who gives being to another, but triumph and empire are the rewards of murder. Yet he who has many children hath as many blessings, and he who hath taken away the life of another shall not enjoy his own, while the savage curses the birth of his son and blesses the death of his father, doth he not call himself monster? The greatest of all human ills is sorrow. To much of this thou art born unto, and not unto it by thine own perverseness. Grief is natural to thee, and is always about thee. Pleasure is a stranger, and visited thee by times. Use well thy reason, and sorrow shall be cast behind thee. Be prudent, and the visits of joy shall remain along with thee. Every part of thy frame is capable of sorrow, but few and narrow are the paths that lead to delight. Pleasures can be admitted only simply, but pain rut in 1,000 at a time. As the blaze of a straw fadeth as soon as it is kindled, so passeth away the brightness of joy. And though thou knowest not what became of it, sorrow is frequent, pleasure is rare, pain cometh of itself, delight must be purchased, grief is unmixed, but joy wanteth not its glory of bitterness. As the soundest health is less perceived than the lightest melody, so the highest joy touches us less deep than the smallest sorrow. We are in love with anguish. We often fly from pleasure. When we purchase it, costeth it not more than it is worth. Reflection is the business of man. A sense of his state is his first duty. But who remembers himself a boy? Is it not in mercy then that sorrow is allotted unto us? Man foreseeth the evil that is to come. He remembereth it when it is past. He considered it not that the thought of affliction wounded deeper than the affliction itself. Think not of thy pain, but when it is upon thee, and thou shalt avoid what most hurt thee. He who weepeth before the need he needeth, weepeth more than he needeth. And why? But that he loveth weeping? The stag weepeth not till the spear is lifted against him, nor do the tears of the beaver fall till the hound is ready to seize him. Man anticipated death by the apprehension of it, and the fear is greater misery than the event itself. Be always prepared to give an account of thine actions, and the best death is that which is least premeditated. Islam, Islam, Islam. And by Minister Dr. Marvin Elvis Bay, Consul General of the Texas Consulate. Today is March 23, 2024. And at this time, we want to welcome everyone to our Moorish Perspectives class. And at this time, we will call forth our National Assistant Grand Chief, the host of our Moorish
Unmuted.
Are you there, God man?
Islam, here, there, and everywhere. Can you hear me, Grand Man?
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear.
Gratitude. Islam, Islamism without the schism. Islam, Moors, want to rise upon the seven within the circle of justice, mercy, love, and right, and give all praises to the great God, Allah, Father God, Allah, and honors to his holy prophet, honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, that is. We give honors to our Moorish kin once again, here, there, and everywhere, and therefore honors to all of you who are continuously honoring yourselves by being yourselves. We give honors to our Grand National Seal. We give honors to our Grand National Emblem, National Flag, Divine Constitution, and bylaws. And honors to all of you who are indeed a living manifestation and personification of everything that our holy prophet brought to make us a nation. I want to welcome you to another Moorish Perspectives, and I'm your host instructor, Dr. Shahid Imani Amohadi Shabazel. Want to give honors to our Moorish kin for all it is that you have done, all that you are doing, and all that you will do. And we definitely are picking up again with part two of this is special drawing the holy instruction from the prophet Misery. And I'm going to give honors to our beloved brother, Consul General of our territory, Brother Bati Bey, for sitting in for us last weekend, and holding it up, so to speak. And so we will be putting the capstone on this particular chapter tonight and moving on to our next. And we got a grand drawing that we are actually drawing strength from, and that is Ayat 9. As you can see it going across the bottom of the screen, yet he who hath many children have many blessings, and he who hath taken away the life of another shall not enjoy his own. There are many different ways that we can go at this special ayat. It was actually preceded, so to speak. It was one that came behind two that are very important, so to speak, and impressionable. Ayat 7 and 8, it says, "There's but one way for man to be produced, and there are 1,000 by which he may be destroyed." Now we can see that the great God Allah is most definitely the one who made us. Even through the act of us procreating, it's still the great God Allah that's actually making us. He only allowed us the ability to create the portal through which, his spirit, so to speak, would be used as a conduit to express itself. So there's only one way for us to be produced, and 1,000 by which one can be destroyed. And just think about that. All of us that have been brought into the world came here as a result of the same activity. At least if you want to get on the manifest drawing, a procreation. But yet it is the great God again who made all of us. Our mothers and our fathers furnished us with a body, but the great God Allah is the one that had given us the essence, and the ability to govern this body, to govern our conditions, so to speak. But following up behind that, it goes on and said, "There is no praise or honor to him who giveth being to another." In other words, life is not celebrated, when one is coming forth. It says, "But triumphs and empire are the rewards of murder." So, people, basically what we are learning, that people gloat, over the kill and the murder and the mayhem. It is a trending condition, so to speak, when we deal with a bunch of murder. Even in amongst the young generation, they want to see who got more killer in them, who willing to kill more, who got enough bodies, whatever you want to call it. It's almost like a video game to them, and but when we go further into this, we can see the drawing as it relates to the way that one is produced. And then we are seeing that there's really no honor. We can see even in some cases, though we have seeds that are being born, a lot of time parents, if they're not responsible, they dread having the seeds, even though they laid down to have the seeds, so to speak. Especially when them ages 2 and 3 get to kicking in, and they got to really be responsible. And even before that, you got to get up 3 and 4 in the morning. And so some people dread having seeds, or whatever the case may be. This is the truth of the matter. We seen it. It would cause people to be cranky with other people and all types of stuff, when they have these seeds or whatever. It's all good when they cute, and ones is in a state of infancy. Think about it. All of us have been in the infant state at one time in our lives. People thought we were so cute, the coochie, goo, 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 gaga, and all that type of stuff. And the same babies that are loved by the world, think about how many have grown up to become whatever it was they became. And those same babies that are loved universally for being babies, become despised and rejected based upon the way they unfold as a result of, the hand that is dealt to them by life. Every baby, is celebrated to a certain degree. But, we in a time now, they don't even celebrate the babies. I'm telling you. That's what this is touching on. But like I said, these same babies that grow up to become whatever they become, they end up, if they call it, some people say a product of the environment. If they come into that, nobody has anything in them to really empathize and sympathize with that type of thing. It's just like, that one is evil, or that one is this way, that one is that way. This one is terrible. This one is a savage. This one is, a lawbreaker, a criminal. How do you go from being universally loved? Because I don't know no baby that come forth, that somebody just literally look at them and say, that's a criminal right there, and treat them in the way that they treat them when they unfold. Instead of acknowledging the fact that it is a reason why they became the criminal, a reason why they became whatever they became. Something had to make them turn or take a turn for the worse, so to speak. You see, because before that, again, everybody was proud of their little nieces and nephews being born. But get up to about 14, 15 years old, that same love is no longer there, where they were looking at the baby innocent. The baby could do no wrong. The young seed could do no wrong. And then next thing you know, when life hurls, it's different conditions at one, and they unfold, they don't have that same love. This is how we know that the condition, of love as it relates to the human is based upon where one is along the way. It's not unconditional love. It's based upon a condition. And the only reason that they love the seeds while they are young is because, well, it will be something that's frowned upon to look at, again, the baby as you look at them when they become adults. If you look at, the baby as a criminal, you look at, a young seed as, all types of ways, the way that we view each other now, no holds barred, without caring who it is that know that we, that's something to think about. Instantaneously, you put a couple of years on it, this ain't no cute little baby no more. But dealing with our ayat, yet he who hath many children hath many blessings. So each seed that you have is a blessing according to this lesson, right? Though we may not view it in this particular drawing. What's the blessing about being able to have seeds? Well, you can actually reproduce yourself. This is actually how you live on. That's a blessing, to be able to pour what you have into the young, but it don't always necessarily work out that way. Or if it work out, sometimes it take time to work itself out. You see? Yet he who hath many children have many blessings. That's how it should be, right? Wouldn't it be nice if you can raise the seeds up and they was in line with exactly what it is you taught them? They didn't have a mind to rebel against what it is you taught them. You see? And they would just be exactly what it is that you taught them. Wouldn't that be a blessing? Wouldn't that be many blessings? Like that right there, we might be able to accomplish a whole lot, huh? Do it like our Latino, our Mexican brothers and sisters, have a full house and raise one up. We all in there together. But the way that society has dealt with our people, you can't get two or three of us in one place at the same time without some type of drama coming up out of that. Without some type of measure when one is dealing with misery and they trying to spread that demonstration. So, yet he who have many children have many blessings. and he who hath taken away the life of another shall not enjoy his own. Now we get down to the nitty gritty. Now, taking the life away from another is not always necessarily taking one off the count, through murder and mayhem and killing and, all of this. Because you can actually take away the life of another by trying to steal their birthright. You can take away the life of another by coveting what somebody else has and wanting it for yourself, and going to the extent to where you would even demonstrate some murder and some mayhem, some hatred, looting and slander, murder, theft, and anything that harm in order to get what it is that you want, that somebody else may have, because you feel like you deserve what they have. You don't believe that they deserve having it. And so you the rightful heir, so to speak, the rightful heir to somebody else's blessings. This is how some people think. So don't think that, when you take away the life of somebody else, you're going to enjoy your own. If you plot, if you pray, on somebody else's downfall because of your misery, then you will not enjoy your own life. Somebody would possibly do the same thing to you that you were doing to somebody else. This is the way the universe works. This is the way karma works. And we already know karma is right around the corner now. You see? So yeah, when we look at it from this aspect right here, yet he who have many children have many blessings, and he who have taken away the life of another shall not enjoy his own. So think about that. How many ways can you take away the life of another outside of killing them? There are many ways by which one can be destroyed. Yeah. Allah is leading on and victory is sure. So we need to know this, family. This is very key. We should never covet what's not ours and try to take what don't belong to us, because it just ain't a good look. In order for you to enjoy your life, you have to make sure that those who are around you are secure in their lives. You see? What does it mean to take away the life of another? We know life is vitality. Life is life force. Life is energy. See? So let's look at it from that aspect. Somebody trying to steal your energy. They want to steal your divinity. You see, they want to take away your life, that in which gives you the ability to thrive. Or like the young generation, that which represents motion. Young generation say, you ain't got no motion going on. Yeah, this motion is being active. Remember, where there's stagnation, there's death. That's why we talk about, stagnant ponds and, so forth and so on. So when you're a Muslim, you wouldn't even feel right even thinking of taking anything away from another. Because you have, the same amount of time in the days, 24 hours, 25, however you want to think. You have the same time allotted to you as any other man, brothers, or any other woman, sisters, to be able to do what it is that you see fit. You see? But if you got some seeds, and they don't necessarily have to be your physical seeds. Our Grand Secretary of State pointed this out. I remember our family, again, in the 5% nation, used to say, well, father is one who furthers one in education. So if you have many of those who you have furthered in education, then there are many blessings that can come up out of this if one took heed. You know, we had a situation today. I was like, literally, this was just really maybe about minutes ago, maybe about 45 minutes ago. You know, I was moving through the terrain and ended up running to some Hebrew Israelite brothers. You know how they be always on the corner. I was actually just trying to take a walk around the park. And lo and behold, they was there. I didn't know they was getting ready to have some type of, I guess, some concert going on up there. Because I ran into some of my family members and everything, but I wasn't going, didn't even know what was going on up there. And just before I can get there on the walk, they stopped me and we start building. You know, I say, well, first and foremost, I want to demonstrate, you know, love to, you know, our people. Let them, we the children of one father. You know what I mean? And they was basically offensive. No matter how much I put love out there, they just wanted to go back and forth. And I'm saying, brothers, brothers, you know, I'm here to demonstrate love. You know, Allah ain't this and Allah ain't that. I say, I can go back and forth with you that there. You know what an argument is? Yeah, an argument is a conversation between two fools. And I don't think you a fool or me neither, you know. And we went on, man, about 2-3 hours almost, you know, of me trying to plead with these brothers and tell them that unity is key. You know, I'm not your enemy. I'm not your, you know, no matter how much I said that, they was steady trying to, you know, come with conflict. You follow the laws. If you follow the law, you're supposed to have fringes on. I say, what good do it make for me to put anything on my body that you consider sacred or any other man consider sacred, and my heart ain't purified? I gotta first put the garb over my heart. You know what I mean? I gotta first guard myself when it comes to dealing with spirit. And I showed him a picture. I said, you see this right here? This is me and my Moorish garb right here. You know, but this garb, without me being in my divinity, would just be, you know, a garb. The key is ain't what you got on, it's what's in you, is what I was telling the brothers. They were young, you know, and all they could do is read the book, brother. You know how they do it. Y'all done seen them in action. Read from Acts this and every time I say something, read and say, all right, brother, I'm going to sit here and let you speak. Let me respond to you, good brother, after you get done. As soon as I go to speaking, you know they're going to cut you out. Brother, you've been talking the whole while. No, what it is that you ain't gave me a chance to say nothing yet. You know, because same thing y'all see when I be online. That's basically what was going on. Only difference is we in person. And so I told the brothers, I say, brother, I say the problem, the reason is then they come to find out they didn't really get what was being said, misquote me. I say that's because you're not listening. You know, and I said, what I'm learning, y'all talking about following laws, statutes, and command. Y'all ain't following laws, statutes, and command. And I can tell because of the way, you know, you respond. You ain't got no discipline. I'm telling them this directly. None of y'all got no discipline. You know, because you won't even sit there after I didn't say nothing to you. I was minding my business and y'all stopped me. And now that I'm trying to give you information and converse with you, you want to go back and forth. And I keep telling you that I'm trying to show you how to bridge the gap. But all you get the book Babylon to Pt.2. Muhammad was a heathen, you know, all that nonsense. And then the line started building up behind us. And so people, and I didn't know, like I said, this line was actually a line for people that had their tickets because it's an amphitheater connected to this place. I had no idea this stuff was getting ready to go down. So a whole line get behind us. And now they want to try to put on the face as if they're going to demonstrate some decorum. But no, brother, let's just end the conversation because we see what it's going. Because they seen people listening, you know, what we was bringing. And I told them, I say, we have never had true unity until we come up on the universal covenant. So I say, brother, do you know who the Most High is? Read from Acts, blase, skip it, woo, woo, woo. So I'm talking about, and I'm like, wow, this is insane, man. Our people somewhere. I'm sitting here telling y'all this is love. And this is what I understood, that our people suffer from a state of intellectual misery. That's one thing to deal with misery as it is. But you know, I be coining these different terms. You know what I mean? Intellectual misery loves company. You know what I mean? Somebody minding their business, you know, but this goes to show, and I told him, I say, brother, the only reason y'all in opposition to the information that's being brought to y'all is because you already have a bias and a prejudice in you. You saying you want to have a conversation, but when I try to give you a measure to where we can go back and forth, you trying to dominate the conversation. I say if I wanted to, I could definitely take out the scimitar of consciousness and go to war with you right here. But that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to match wits with you. You stopped me, so since you stopped me, I'm here to tell you that we won. It's all about unity. We got to learn how to bridge the gap. We got to get outside of this religious gang banging, brothers. You know, trying to tell them that I seen up close and personal, family, that some of our people are just. I told them, I say, brother, you can't teach love, because they asked me, well, what's your moral compass? You know, that's the main thing. They feel like you don't live by the biblical law. Ain't no moral. I say my moral compass is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You know, and love is the main thing. Because if I keep the love out front, then that's what it is. If I ain't got love out front, I can't give you no truth. If I ain't got love out front, I can't give you no peace, freedom, or no justice. So I got to be what I want to see in you, and you got to be what you want me to see, what you want me to be, you know, what you want to see in me, so to speak. And you know, long story short, you know, we didn't really get nowhere, and Warrens was never really wanting to learn. They were still trying to get into, you know, they thought they wanted some type of debate or something. They really didn't want that right there, and I wasn't finna do it anyway, because I'm beyond that. I'm on God frequency. But since you reach out, my thing is to show you unity, but intellectual misery. I'm gonna say it again, family, love, company. So in my departure, I told them, because y'all know how I am. Y'all know I'm gonna say exactly what I feel and what I mean. You know, the brother told the young brother, you know, to step back from me. You know what I mean? Because I guess he felt like, you know, it would escalate. And I told him, I said, no, brother, you ain't got to tell him to back up from me. I say, he ain't my enemy. I ain't his enemy. You know what I mean? We ain't creating that type of atmosphere. I say, in the passion that you see me coming with, I say, I ain't coming at you in a level of trying to give a warlike vibration. I say, but you know what I'm coming at you with is love. You know, I may be a little animated with the love that I'm giving you, but definitely it ain't no measure like that. You ain't got to, you know, tell him to stand back. I ain't even on that vibration. But it just goes to show you again where our people are. So I eventually had to tell them ones, you know, y'all got a little more maturing to do. You know, you got to grow. I don't care how you take it with me saying it and you get mad and ego, none of that. I'm telling you, you know, I'm here coming to you with peace and love, and y'all asking me questions. And I'm telling you, for example, when I came up and I asked them as they were speaking, I say, you know what Shalom Aleichem mean? Oh, we know what Shalom, but the Aleichem, you know, we don't know what that other. They thought I was doing the Islamic greeting, which is similar, but it's not the same, because that's Hebrew that I was greeting them in. You know, and I told them, you brothers got to get out of that English book. You know, because when they start attacking that, what does the word Quran mean? Quran mean recitation. That ain't what it means. Give me the book Babylon, the Pt.2. Like, and I'm looking at these brothers like, brother, do you all know what y'all, stop it. Stop the madness. You know, and that is one of the reasons why our people suffer from a failure of communication. Like the brother Muhammad Bey would say, the paralysis of analysis. You know, and so I end up telling them once it kept going back and forth, and they're like, all right, brother, you know, what's going on? Ain't no edification going on. No, that's the way y'all believe ain't no edification unless y'all running y'all beak and somebody just listening what you saying. So I start calling out different scriptures, you know, to try to show them the oneness, you know, and it, you know, no matter what was done. And it was more of a like, we study this, we don't want to hear this, and we don't want to hear none of this is what we teach. Brother, I understand what you teaching. I respect what you teaching. Nothing against that right there. I'm saying if you're gonna be talking to people, you got to have decorum enough to listen to the people that you're speaking to. You ain't gonna be able to reach no people with that type of attitude you got, thinking you're gonna just force your way on somebody else, and they don't supposed to tell you, nothing, because your way is the supreme way. And I say, if you was really living by that, you would have love out front, because even your book tell you love is key. But that ain't what you demonstrate. You think you want to go back and forth. So I say, what I'm gonna do, I told them, I say, I would not worship that in which you worship, nor will you worship that in which I worship. I will not worship that in which you want to worship, nor will you worship that in which I want to worship. So to you be your way, and to me be my way. In love, though, because I seen the conversation when by that time the whole line behind me had filled all the way up down. I didn't even know that many people were behind us. But they was trying to change their tone, because they seen people watching, but the people was hearing the clarity in what I was telling them. And it was meant for whoever to get something out of that, to get something out of that. I don't feel like it happened by chance. It was meant for that conversation to go down just like it was, just enough to get somebody to get it, even if it wasn't one or two of them. And I told them the reason why you are so on defensive is because you think that somebody is here to convert you. I'm not here to convert you. I can care less what you believe. But that's how I can tell you are not founded. This is how I'm talking to him. You're not founded in what you say you stand on. I don't say that as an attack to you, but I know you're not founded, because if you was, you wouldn't be so defensive in trying to say, I believe this, I believe that. No, you're trying to convince yourself because your foundation is shaking, brother. And I ain't even trying to shake your foundation. And the only reason your foundation is shaking, is because y'all didn't expect this conversation to go this way. Somebody to give y'all some real information. And so it's a sad situation. All I'll say is that, because I'm telling them, like, brothers, what y'all doing, I done did 30 years ago. Like, I'm not finna go back and forth. I say, only thing I'm gonna give you right here is love. And in fact, by the way, the only way you can come into unity is under the Moorish American government. And I'm saying that without sugarcoating it. We Israelites, what does the book say we say? I say, well, brother, who were the Israelites in Spain? Was the Israelites not in Spain? What were they called? Ferocious, right? Sephardim, right? They were Israelites, right? Well, wasn't they Moors? King James was a Moor. A whole bunch of rhetoric, basically. And anything to just start some conflict. It's sad, but misery, intellectual misery too, loves company. That's what you see. When you see somebody want to, just go back and forth for the sake of going back and forth, that's what we call it. Intellectual misery. Brother Shaheed coined that one. Just like we talk about eloquent ignorance. Same thing. So yet, he who have many children have many blessings. A lot of this come too from those who are willing to listen and carry out what it is that you have given them. It's where the blessings come from. You see? Yeah, but when you're trying to take, life from your people in any shape, form, or fashion, the life of their intelligence, the life of their wealth, the life of their being, anytime you try to do this, you would never enjoy your own. And this is the reason why people continue to suffer. Because they are pretty much demonstrate genocide upon each other. They're canceling each other out. So this is why you can't enjoy your freedom. You so busy fighting against your brother, your sister, or each other, to where y'all can't come together and be fortified, so you can't enjoy freedom. You so busy on trying to cancel somebody else out, you can't enjoy what it really means to be emancipated or manumission under your own nation. And that's what I emphasize too to them brothers. I don't care what you call yourself, nation of this, nation of that, or whatever. You ain't got no government. You're still under the United States government. Oh, family, I don't even play with them. When I tell you I was straightforward with it, you know what I mean? I know that right there unnerved people, but I ain't got time to be sugarcoating nothing for nobody. No more. You know what I mean? And because it ain't gonna do no good. When you try to dress it up rosy, no matter how you give it to them, they gonna still be contentious, so to speak. So I ain't at this point. We don't even care how you feel when we hit you with the truth. We ain't here to babysit your mind and your intellect. We ain't here to shelter you and shield you from nothing when it comes to what it is we speak. We don't care how you take it. That's where we at with it. And we coming out of love. We just ain't got time to be explaining ourselves. That is the end. It's all that's over with. Trying to make you feel comfortable. That means that I got to be a lie, in order for you, the semi get a piece of truth. And if I got to live a lie and be a lie and not give you exactly what it is because I don't want to hurt your feeling. Now I leave that to other Moors that want to do that. That's for them, but that ain't my style of ministry. You know what I mean? I'm always give it uncut. I ain't up here cussing nobody out. I ain't up here talking about killing nobody neither. But I do know that when you standing on truth, and I know why. Most of the time that people feel attacked, and I want you Moors to hear me well. When you have somebody that really stand on what they stand on, and they say something to you, they give you some type of instruction, it hit way different than somebody that's a hypocrite. It hit way different than somebody that ain't living like they live. Because you can sit there, they walling in the mud with you. So you willing to hear anything they say. But when somebody that really living that life, that's really living Moorish to the core, that's really standing on principle, when they say something, no matter what they say, it's going to always be took harshly. Because in their mind, they saying, oh, he think he better than me. He think he perfect. He ain't got nothing going on wrong with him. So they don't want the information from you. That's why I know a lot of these people are liars when they say they believe in Jesus and believe in Muhammad and they love all these prophets. They love Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Because if these men were on the manifest, they wouldn't sugarcoat the truth and you would hate them too. So stop lying and perpetrating like you're with them when you know you're against them. Your actions speak louder than your word. If you can't bear what I say, then I know you can't bear what Prophet Noble Drew Ali would have to say, because he was sure enough perfect in his walk. You see? So I know most of the people, that's the first thing they do. If you are perfect in your walk, then they're going to try to look at that. That's a problem. If you are trying to apply this stuff to your life, that's a problem with them. And that's why I'm saying you can't care about what the world think. That's God frequency. God don't care nothing about what demons think. Even the demons believe and tremble. So yeah, family, it's just a powerful measure. But be aware of that intellectual misery now, because it loves company. That's what we're dealing with right now. I mean, right now. That's what we're dealing with, family. So know it when you see it. You'll know it. You'll know it. Soon as somebody come out their mouth and open their beak, you're going to know that you're dealing with somebody that's suffering from intellectual misery. You see? And it don't get no plainer than that. So the only way that we can enjoy our lives is that we are willing to add on to the lives of our brothers and sisters. It ain't about taking, because you keep what you give away. What you holding back, or what you trying to hoard up, may well in fact be what is needed in order to cause the paradigm shift. So if you don't have a courage to stand up and speak the truth because you feel like somebody gonna hate you, you feel like somebody gonna, treat you some type of, if you don't have the courage to stand up and be a man, a Moorish man or a Moorish woman, then get out the way, sit down somewhere. This is where we at with it. You see, and we speaking, like I say, from a level of love, but we ain't sugarcoating nothing. If you gonna hate me, you hate me anyway. You see, and that don't matter to me. It's all love over here. So the whole key is, family, is that we ourselves, have to realize that we in some dire time. We had a woman took her mom off the count right here in my city. It probably done made national news now, the way she did what she did. And she was a nurse. And they say her got a call that a lady was out in the streets with no clothing on, and next thing you know, they get down there, get to the house. This is a nurse, a registered nurse from what I hear. She done went and carved her mother's heart out and told the people she was trying to examine her heart. Took her own mama. This one of our people now, not a European. It's terrible out here. Now, what would make somebody do that? I think you got to be on some type of drugs, under some type of illusion, or even, possession, can be the case. To do your mother like that right there, we living in the last time. The prophet say blood was going to be shed up to the horses, bro. Now, the prophet said also, if my own mama ain't right, she can't get by, but you gonna do your mama like that. You know what I mean? This is what's going on out here, family. You see? So she done took the life of her mother. You think she gonna enjoy her own if she got any sense? And she began to reflect upon what it is that she has done? Let that marinate a bit. What you think about that? Goodness gracious. We have to understand what blessings are. A lot of people talk about counting blessings. But if you don't know what a blessing look like, how you gonna count it? Huh? So yeah, it's a lot of work that we had to do, family. We definitely got to roll up our pant leg and our sleeves and jump knee deep, in the battlefield, so to speak. So this is a warrior call. But like I said, beware of that intellectual misery. But that's what our people suffering from now. It's i.e. called mental slavery, post-traumatic slave syndrome. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. We telling you what we know, not what they said. Islam. So yeah, this is just a powerful draw. And again, like I said, to be here in this new era in time now. Yeah, that was another thing. I see our good brother C-Mac say, so are the Hebrews claiming gods of food too? Yeah, because when I told them everything I said, when I say where the book say, no, ye not the ye of gods, and that's what I was telling them too. They got to get out of this spookism. Because I was showing them in the book basically the things that was in opposition to what they've been taught. I had to go there because I know before we even get the conversation going, we got to lay this stuff out. If the Most High say he gave covenants, then how many covenants were there? Since y'all like to talk about the covenant in the law. Do you know one of the covenants is a perpetual covenant? So if God says perpetual, what does the word perpetual mean? Huh? That means everlasting, don't it? So that means the Noahic covenant or the Noahide covenant that was given to Noah was as a perpetual covenant. That covenant will be forever. So, I was going into that to show them because they believe, well, the Israelites were chosen. The Quran said the Israelites were chosen. But that don't mean they ain't no hard-headed, stiff-necked, mean set of people that ain't never did nothing but at the point of a sword. We know the history of Israel, a rebellious, wicked generation. The Most High even destroyed some of them and let their children come in. They were so corrupt. So let's not act like Israel, is some type of little party saints going on around there. You know what I mean? Y'all been hard-headed since the Most High gave y'all revelation. Stop it. That's how I had to talk to him, Morris King, because, we already know where one was going. So, and like I told him, this ain't a measure to go anti-Israel. I'm telling y'all ain't following the book. And I went to telling these ones, I said, look, I said, yeah, you went off on a law, talking about a law is all this and a law is that, and you don't even know you blaspheming against the Most High. I said, do you know that Allah is in the Hebrew language? Do you even know that? You know the word Yahweh? YHWH, abbreviate. Oh, it's not abbreviate, it's tetragrammaton. Man, you know what I'm talking about. Tetragrammaton, we know that. I'm trying to keep it simple for the people that don't know. Y'all can't even speak Hebrew. But you want to correct me on some some Roman terminology. So, the main thing is, like I said, our people is something else, family. They sick. That's what they sick. They mentally sick, family. And they need some healing. Our people is messed up. Rome did a number on our people, family. Terrible. So when I told them to stop serving gods outside of the self, we agree with that. Okay, if you agree, then why are you still looking for points of contention? When I just told you I'm your brother, not your enemy. I done said that about 15 times. And you still trying to debate. You still want to argue. Intellectual misery. And so when I recognized, that's why I went on ahead and say, when I seen it wasn't going no way, yeah, it's trying to, I recited from Surah Kafaroon, to be your way, to me be my way. I don't hate you at all. Y'all still my brother, but y'all got a lot of growing to do. And please put that European book down and go pick up some Hebrew. Don't be running around here talking about, Hebrew Israelite, and you got a 1611 King James Version in your hand out here and can't speak a lack of Hebrew. That's where your misunderstanding coming from. So, yeah, family, that's my drawing, in regards to dealing with this measure. But it say we are children of one Father, provided for by his care. And that can go in a whole nother direction as well. When it comes to dealing with the knowledge. It's like, we can't unite with everybody, brother. Some people ain't our brothers. And I said, all I got to say in my departure, good brothers, is you can't teach love and hate at the same time. I'm going to leave y'all with that. Peace. And so, nevertheless, that's what it is, though. We already know. It ain't like we ain't never been through it. But I just don't have time to play with that type of stuff right there, not me anyway. But the Most High make things happen for a reason. The ones called me because it was meant for them to say something to me, for somebody to get something out of it. Whoever it may have been. So Allah is leading on, the victory is sure. But what I'm gonna do at this time, because goodness gracious, the time done flew by just that quick. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the floor for our family, so that we can hear from our family, on this particular drawing here. Because I know our family biting at the bit and they got a lot to say right now. Islamism without the schism. Star 6 your phone, Moors. Come on in here.
Islam.
Islam, Sister Curtis Bay.
Islam. I jump in there.
Come on in here. We know you ain't scared.
I know that's right. I ain't scared. Islam. That engineer Curtis Bay. First, let me rise and give praises to our great God Allah. I give honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I give honors to Act One. I give honors to all my government officials. I give honors to you, National Sister Grand Sheep, for this powerful class. Islam, and coming from ayat 9. Yet he who have many children have as many blessings, and he who have taken away the life of another shall not enjoy his own. And I tell you, you have touched on so many powerful things that we see every day. Like you talking about the nurse who carved up her mother's heart, and you it used to be, God, man, when you would hear stuff like that, it would be the Europeans, and I have to repent of that, but I would be kind of glad that it wasn't none of us that doing this, but now it's like we are trying to take on their ways, and now when you see stuff in the news, you what you used to think was another race, it be us. We trying to take on their ways and doing what some of the things that they do, and I tell you, that's why it's so important that we be the message that we bring, that we get these teachings out. And just like you were saying, how that was Allah. You'll never know who might have been in that crowd. It might not been but one person, but you did what you had to do, being there, talking to them God mans and things of this nature. Because I don't believe in coincidences, and everything happened for a reason. And you may not see it yet, but I just believe in my heart that somebody in that group, it might have been one, it might have been a bunch of them, but somebody got something out of what you say, and it could change their life forever. And that's why it's so important, family, that when we walk out our door, that we be full of love, that we have the five highest principles in the land that we go by, that we have those principles when we walk out our door. That's why it's so important when we walk out our door, we know who made us. And that's why it's so important to keep the prophet out front. Because, in any given situation, I know for myself, I'm still growing in the Islamic part of it. And like what you were saying, they was asking you some of the questions, and I don't know if I would have known what to say, but guess what? I know the great God Allah and my holy prophet, they would have give me what I needed at that particular time to witness to them people, because I trust him, and I know that they will give to you what you need in any particular time. You might think you weak in something, but I'm learning and I'm unfolding and finding out what I think I'm not, that what I think I don't quite understand. If I get in that situation, Allah shows up, and the prophet do too, and he gives to me what to say to these people. And God, man, I tell you, I'm Moish Ken. I know they knocking the doors down. This has been one powerful class tonight for me, and you just touched on a lot of good things, and I could keep going on and on. And if don't nobody else come forth, I come back again. So gratitude, God, man, for letting me share. This is a powerful class. Gratitude, peace, and love.
Islam, gratitude and peace and love, goddess and queen. Oh yeah, that was the thing too. You know, I was trying to tell them one because they started talking about cuneiform is the oldest language in the world. I'm like, no, brother, that's incorrect. Hieratic is the oldest language in the world. No, it ain't. And then I say, do you know what hieratic is? You tell me. You tell me. I say, see what I'm talking about? I say, you just said that it wasn't the oldest language. You don't even know what language it is. What's hieratic? Spell it for me. You see, and I say, brother, that shows me that you got a lot of growing to do. You rebutting something that you ain't even got no knowledge of. You don't even know how to be disciplined and be quiet. You so busy trying to rebut, and that really ain't what you want to do right now. You know what I mean? But I say you got to learn some discipline, young brothers. you know. But yeah, it's something else, man. And I went to calling them scriptures off the head, and I'm like, look, all this coming from I ain't got no book. Y'all got the books right there. So I say, well, the book. I say, I'm giving you the information. I quoted everything verbatim what's being said. Let me read it from the book. Well, you know, I just said what the book say. What purpose is there to read the book right now? You know what I mean? You got this stuff got to be in you, not on you, people. You know what I mean? I didn't expect to go up there. I was just minding my business. My mind was like, I'm finna go up here to this park. I'm finna walk around the park, and that's it. That ain't how it went down.
I know,
I didn't
right?
even get a chance to be in the corner. And end up leaving up out there the same way I came. Just still didn't do my walk around the park. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
wasn't meant for you to go around it.
that was
What
meant for
you
me to
did
do.
was
That's
meant.
right. It was meant for me to do that and get on up there. I know it was. I know the great God of love. That was another thing. I told him, I say, because I was trying to tell him that there was a messenger coming behind the Lamb in the book of Revelation. And they were like, who you think that is? It sure enough ain't no Muhammad. I say, well, who else came behind Jesus, people? You know, I say, an angel. I say, angels come in the form of men. They don't come in spooks. Hey, yes, they do come in spooks. When he showed himself to David, he was up there in the air. He was a spook.
Oh my goodness.
I said, Lord, have mercy. I say, brother, anytime the Most High send angels as men to speak to men, they came as men, brother.
That's right.
Stop it with
With the madness.
yeah, oh my goodness. And y'all think y'all deep over here too, don't you?
Oh my
You is deep dung. Excuse me, Morris. Goodness gracious. Boy, when I tell you that eloquent ignorance is something else.
Is love.
When you know you telling the truth, when you don't know, you're really telling a lie.
That's right.
Islam.
Is love.
Gracious. Gratitude, goddess and queen. They done got me turned up over here. I wish a member would. Non-members too. Islamism without the schism. Well, all right. Is there any other more who would like to come over here and exercise their five senses? Islam.
Islam, Grand Class, Sister National Chairman, Grand Class.
I be the Assistant National Grand Sheik. You know, it was already a chairman appointed. Assistant chairman appointed. I'm the Assistant Grand Sheik. Islam.
Okay. Islam. Do you hear me?
Oh, I hear you.
So, can you cut your volume up? I can't really hear.
Okay, well, can anybody else hear me out there? Let's make sure it ain't our brother phone.
I can hear you now.
Okay, Islam, go ahead, Mo.
Islam, more. This is Sean Washington, M.O. Tuck Bay L from the Michigan Territories. I rise and give all praise to the great God Allah. I give honors to the prophet. Last prophet, I give honors to this Moorish divine national government. I give all honors to everybody on the call tonight. The Moorish government flag, the 101s and 102s, Doom of the Nation, and the Holy Quran. And I give all honors to this theocratic government, which I live in. Man, it's a great class. I was listening, the Hebrew Israelites, they like conflict, because sometimes I get, they come at you with Shem and all that stuff, and I tell them, man, I'm not watch debate y'all and keep it moving, and then it'd be like, because they got a school around the corner. It's called ISPUK, and that ain't my spirit, that's confusion. Then sometimes, I seen 1-2 weeks ago, he told me to come around. Sometimes they stand in front of CBS. We got CBS downtown, and I said, I'm not gonna debate you or nothing like that. I don't got time to be debating y'all, cause we ain't nothing but cousins. Y'all came from the root bloodline too,
You know, they don't know who they are, and they Moors. You know, they tribal Moors, but they say they Hebrew, and like you said, they're not speaking in Hebrew. They don't have a Torah out there. You know, they reading that English King James. And they don't know Israel. That's balance. It's a scale. It's say Israel. It's in the book of the Torah by Noble Israeli, and that's our tribal names, Els and Bays. You know, and all this. You know, I see our people, you know, be taking each other off the count. And I seen that what you were saying about the young lady killed her mother, took her heart out and everything. And I was reading up on this older brother, you know, his friend, he told his friend he had to pay rent because he was staying there for 20 years. I think that was his house. And he took his friend out. He got mad. It's crazy out here. It's getting ugly, man. You know, our people, you know, we messed up out here, you know, mentally messed up in America, you know. And, you know, like you were saying, he's telling them come to the Moorish Mexican government, but they ain't trying to hear that. You know, they're supposed to be under the government, this government we in right now. You know, they ain't gonna make it. You know, and all they want to do is stand out there on the corners, causing confusion. You know, and like I say, I ran into a couple of them 2 years ago, and they know they're ignorant. You know, I keep it moving. You know, and they are Moabites. They don't know. You know, they just said the Moabites, Ruth, you know, Abraham. You know, we was all one family. You know, so you know, I'm out here doing the work. I'm keeping it moving. I'm dropping my seeds. You know, in Islam Grand Class, peace and love.
In Islam and peace and love to you as well, brother. Yeah. You know, that's what I told him. I said, look, I say, spiritual government ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a physical government. You run around here calling yourself the nation of this and the nation of that. I don't care if you call yourself Nation of Islam. You talking about you're more. Or you saying you Hebrew. If you ain't got your own government, that's the problem. You know, I ain't even sugarcoat. I wasn't even playing with them. I ain't got time to be playing tiptoeing through no tulips. And that's what more offended them anyway. They always come off with a behavior, you know, of trying to be alpha dominant. And they seen that, you know, they ran into a brick wall, basically. You know, because we going to be as stern with the truth as you think you is with what you got. You know what I mean? But Lord, lead on. Victory is sure. Whoever got it was meant to get it.
Islam, more. Can I say one more question? Be right quick. I ain't mean to cut you off, right? You know. But I had read a couple of them. They were saying that y'all, I said, we got a Moorish government. That's like in 21. They was telling us we not at the. I said, they said they was at the UN. I said, where at? We all y'all not a nation.
Who, the Hebrews?
I said the Moorish government is not. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. We ain't gonna even respond to that right there. Show me a Hebrew. Yeah. Show me a Hebrew Israelite at the Moorish American government, and then I believe you seen one at the UN in the UN.
I ain't never seen y'all at the UN. Mm-hmm. Y'all not a nation.
See what I'm saying?
Grand class, peace and love. Huh?
There you go. There you go. So, you know, our flag and seal done already been accepted by the UN. They the one that's behind. You know, but you know, it is what it is. That's where they want to be. That's where they feel they can solve their problems at. Then all is well. My duty is to convey the message. Islam. All right. Is there any other more who would like to answer? There's plenty of time on here now for y'all to come in here and exercise your 5 and let the world know you're alive.
Islam.
Islam. That's the Assistant Grand National Chairman now. There you go.
Yeah, Islam, man. This weather done lighten up a little bit now. And I was going in and out. And just wanted to ask, man, what's your subject title or where you come from in your class, or what was one key point you was hitting on, man?
Well,
you want to be able to support, right?
Yeah, the key point is dealing with ayat 9 in misery. And it says, yet he who have many children have many blessings.
Ayat 9, misery.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. Man, yet he who have many children, huh?
Yeah, have many blessings, and he who take away the life of another should not enjoy his own. In other words, when you're trying to take from somebody else, you really taking from yourself and don't even know it.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yeah, we definitely, so I want to just, let me rise and give all praises to Allah and honor our holy prophet, Noble Ali, for bringing us everything that it takes to save us as a nation. I give honor to our grand national flag, our grand national emblem, our grand national seal, Islam, and I give honor to our divine constitution of Moorish America, our constitution de jure, Islam, and I give honor to our Moorish American government sponsoring our Moorish perspective. I give honor to our host this evening, our National Assistant Grand Sheikh, Dr. Shadu Amiti Amuhedda Sepshuel. I give honor to all those who have opened up the way, and I give honor to all those who have brought forth their measures before me and those who will speak after me. Islam, yes, indeed. So, ayat 9, yet he who have many children have many blessings. And this is, in this new era of time, I have to say that this is the rise and this is the return of the ancient ones in this new era of time, Moorish American nationals. And therefore, we have failed before and we have lost many generations, but they are returning. And that's why we say we are the return of the ancient ones, because ye are the children of one Father, provided for by his care. And it's such a blessing that man doesn't need the body, but the body needs the man. So in this new era of time, he who have many children, we have to understand that have many blessings. And that is because in this new era of time, Moorish American nationals, we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed. We're not worried about trying to we're not trying to force this divine and national movement on any so-called Negro, Black, or color that does not want to proclaim their nationality, learn about their nationality, and most especially to return to that divine origin. Who made you? Islam. Because understanding that being, having a covenant, also our constitution, having our divine creed, the nationality, this is where the blessings are being able to be ushered in. But we must, take it and not only save ourselves, but to continue to be that beacon light of hope. And as we look at the second part, and he who hath taken away the life of another shall not enjoy his own. And that is twofold. And the reason why I say it's twofold, Dr. Shadu, and make that Muhedda Shefshuel, we have to understand that once again, when we look at that, we look at the 1871, we look at the United States de facto government, and we also understand that they brought forth, corporate fictions. So therefore, they consider one black, Negro, and color, well, this is dead in the eyes of law, civil letter Martus. And also this goes to the so-called Negro black leaders who also know the truth, but yet continue to be a part of the puppet of the master by keeping the masses subjugated to false doctrine, by keeping the masses indoctrinated to I am a somebody. Also, when even Dr. Martin Luther King, he said that, we're slaves in our own land. You see, so therefore we have to understand that, and also those who consider themselves to be Masons or organizations, 501c3s. You see, so therefore, in this new era of time, the light is shining bright, and those that are able to recognize the grace, those who are able to recognize their true place when it comes to being on the plane of the things made manifest, and to be, to take their affairs amongst men, because to be a man is to have a status and jurisdiction, divine creed, nationality, their own government. And that's what it is when I see this ayat because we see 9, and that's definitely Islam and the return, constant re-entry, each and every manifest. Who made you? Long live March America. Grand class, grand man. Peace and love, March America.
Oh, you talking about that boule bread buffoon?
Oh my goodness. And it goes on and on and on, grand man. That's what I'm talking about.
Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I wish your
Yeah, we
member
see it
would.
before.
I wish your member would.
Yes, love, family. Peace and love. Grand class.
Peace and love. That's what I'm talking about. The brother done kicked the door off the hinges. He heard y'all call him earlier now. Islam.
Islam.
Islam, grand man, what have you to say? I know you biting at the bit. Come on up in here.
Dr. Larry Daniels, based South Carolina Council Agent. First, I rise and give praise and glory to Allah, the most merciful. And I give high honors to his holy and divine prophet, El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, the last prophet in these days of time. And I give honor as one of our divine constitution. And I honor you, God, man. Great class, great subject. And I honor all those who open up the way for us to see. I honor all my brothers and sisters online. Peace and blessings, peace and love. He who has many children has many blessings. Well, you know, it's a good thing that the prophet taught us. See, everybody, there's a lot of brothers out here about competition. See, the prophet taught us about that competition. That's why we can't talk to them the way you could talk to them. They want to be on top. They want to be ahead. They, you know, as if somebody's trying to drag them or tell them they don't know something. You listen to me, brother, and I listen to you. And then we'll meet in the middle with something we both can do. You see? And see, when we understand why that's why the prophet taught us how to love. You know, so we can sit there like you did and just listen. You see? You know, that's humility. That's showing that, okay, I care about what you have to say, brother. You know what I'm saying? But let me say this right here. You know, can you understand that? You know, and then we got a dialogue going. But when one start to you know, feel like you trying to, you know, be in competition with, I got one up on you, you got one up on me. No. When you know how to love unconditionally, you can stand there, you know, and sometimes you just have to leave it standing because, you know, you don't want to get, like you said, brother, you don't want to get in no going back and forth with, you know, this competition thing. That's all it bounds down to. That's all it, you know, because everybody wants to feel like they know it. But see, when we come from this government, we are being prepared. You see, we are being prepared to be the answer and the question. You know, and I wish I could quote some things, but I can't quote it like the way you can quote it. And Brother Muhammad, he can quote it out that Bible too, and a lot of other stuff. That's why me and him was just in some people's company, and the brother asked a question, and I said, well, you have to ask Muhammad about that one. You know what I'm saying? Because we always got somebody in our corner. You know what I'm saying? That can answer these questions. We don't have to stick our chest out. It's not about our chest. It's about trying to teach our people that we need to unify and we need to love and we need to get on the same page. And while we're on the same page, we need to be in the government for, you know, so all of us can so the world can see us. You know, proclaiming our nationality. You know, standing with pride and dignity. You know, it's not about competition. That's why they put that competition out there. You know. Basketball, everything, you know, our children on the internet. So it's up to us. That's why the prophet is preparing us to work through them little situations like that. You know, where somebody want to feel like, you know, you're the enemy. I'm not the enemy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love you. That's what I tell them. I love you. But if you don't want to listen, hey, we good. Because there's somebody else that's going to listen, you know. And my fact, that's what I throw out there. I keep it watered down. So you might think you ain't get it, but I think about that later. But it's all about love. I feel you, bro. Peace and blessing, Islam.
Yeah, peace and blessing, Islam. Everything you said, it ain't strange, brother Larry Daniel Baker. That's exactly what I kept saying through the whole ordeal. Look, brothers, I'm not your enemy. Listen to me, hear me out. I'm trying to give you something that will bridge the gap between our people. This ain't about what you believe and what I believe. Because what I believe, and you believe in what I accept and what I believe, that ain't gonna do nothing for me. I ain't benefiting from that. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to show you where we can come into union at. You can't get out there talking down to our people, telling them what they ain't. When I know y'all ain't really living like that. I can look at you by vibration, not just being judgmental, but I can tell, that these individuals ain't seasoned because, we basically, I was an elder out there to these young brothers. You know what I mean? And they coming off not knowing that this is what I do when y'all sleeping. I'm over here in these books, man. And I ain't staying up that late to be playing around. I ain't staying up that late to try to prove nothing. I'm doing that because that's what brought me my peace. You know what I mean? That's what brought me my understanding. That's my methodology of becoming rooted in the truth. And in my truth that I've been able to accumulate, it has always been, that's what I was trying to tell them too. I was like, man, I've been for years going back and forth with our people. This ain't just started, but it's trying to tell them we won. My whole journey in this consciousness, I done been going back and forth with our people, trying to get them to accept the fact that we all won. When I dealt with nothing but the Piscean records, my message was the same. When I went into Al-Islam, my message was the same. You understand? Any level that I came through, I was trying to show our people that we won. Because in order for us to come together, we got to recognize the bridge to crossover. And so that's the goal, trying to show them, look, bro, we ain't enemies. We ain't divided. And I told them, I say, man, look, Isaac and Ishmael were two arrows shot from the same bow. You can't deny it. And I asked them, I say, did the Most High give a covenant to Ishmael? Yeah, but they ain't the chosen, bro. We ain't got to go into all that. The Quran say Israel was the chosen. But if he said that he blessed the Ishmaelites too, and you say you believe in the law of Israel and what Yahweh revealed, then who are you to get in your feelings and try to reject the Ishmaelite when the Most High blessed them? Wouldn't you be going against the Most High if he blessed them to become the nation that they are? But see, the problem is that a lot of people don't know a lot of that doctrine that they teaching, claiming is Hebrew Israelite, is really Jewish doctrine. It's racist Jewish propaganda is what it is. That has been always taught to our people from the time that the Bible pretty much has been taught to them. A lot of that stuff comes from the Jewish community. So all they did is repackage these teachings. Same reason why they tried to hide certain history about Matheno, in Egypt. The history that he gave, because they didn't want you to know that they was the ones that were being exiled. You see what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of stuff, that we can get into, but they don't know they pushing Jewish philosophy and calling it Hebrew Israelite. And furthermore, half of them don't know y'all still the children of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Because where did the Moorish Zionist temple come from? Huh? Because that's the oldest Hebrew Israelite branch. It was called the Moorish Zionist temple. And they broke off when the prophet left Newark, New Jersey in 1922, around that time. And they sprung up just like other groups, like our brother P. Nathaniel Johnson, the Ethiopian Order of Islam, the Fahimi Gospel, same people, all these other different groups, Rabbi Mordecai Herman and Matthews, they all was a part of Commandment Keepers. And they was all part of the Moorish Zionist temple, an offshoot of what Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought. They don't want to acknowledge that though. Islam. Is there any other more who would like to come forth and give their measure? Floor is still open. Islam, grand man, what have you to say?
Islam. This is Dr. Pt.2 with the Iowa Territory. First, I'd like to rise and give our man a praise to Allah. Understood the Prophet, understood the credit government and Royal Council, our flag, seal, emblem, our divine constitution, our super angels, mother to you, citizens alike. Understood all the ones that have spoken before me, all the ones who will speak after, and give special honors to you for this class, your journey with these ones, because you've been out here demonstrating, and going heads up with a lot of these false doctrines. And, a lot of people, don't have the gall to get out there and do that. And I don't think some people, for the most part, is because, it's fear. The other part is the fact that getting out there, may bring triggers, and that door that comes open from the from behind where that lower self to creep up in, makes you want to showcase, and I ain't showcase heavy because I've seen some of the things that you have been through out there, and so when I'm looking at the children, there's a lot. When you say children, I took it in the physical sense, but I also think that your words give life too. Your words are children because they can be manifested. And so when you're thinking about the giving life to people, one thing that at least we knew that like the ones during Yahushua's time, the mosque, when he did his, and I'm saying this respectfully, his eloquent ignorance, he knew to shut up when Yahushua had brought that light. And he said, "Do you remember yourself as a worm?" You say, man went through all these stages and then came into the essence of man, but do you remember yourself as a worm? So he knew when to shut up because he knew that he was in the presence of something, knowledge that was higher than his own. He knew that he was in the presence of knowledge that was higher than his own, and he could accept that because he was teachable. But there's a lot of people that when they're out here, it's like Smeagol. They get one piece of knowledge and they want to hold on to this one piece of knowledge without even understanding that knowledge. When you're talking about knowledge, it has knowledge is like a ball of yarn. You have to unravel. Yeah, you got one ball of yarn, and that may be 1 point, but you got to understand where this, to unravel it, to see where it goes and how far it goes and how far this knowledge is. A lot of people don't understand that it says that truth is created, truth and falsehood strangely mixed. Man, is truth and falsehood strangely mixed. Well, you're going to accept whatever wrong or whatever your mind state is, and you know that by either the duration of or the extensiveness of your research or the lack thereof. Doing it in the sketch where the Grand Secretary of State said. And so when we're thinking about dignity and death is that, and that's what they were trying to do in the conversation by entering emotions. You know what I'm saying? Entering emotions into a conversation where to negate the wisdom, you're trying to bring death at that point in time. So you're trying to sway whoever's in the path of trying to get some understanding. But that also shows that when one is patient and one can really articulate the measure, that you're going to bring more life in your words, and more life is going to stem from your words than actual death. And that's what a lot of them are, that there was more so jealousy as opposed, that's what I'm taking from your measure, is that there was more so jealousy from them ones because they wasn't as articulate and speak in what they know. So they're even having children. You could teach the same. You can have 4 children, teach all of them the same thing, and all of them is going to grab a different aspect of that. That doesn't make any one of them wrong. It's just that some is going to be able to applicate it, others is going to take time for them to applicate. There's late bloomers in them, and everybody comes into their own due season, but some will just put it on the shelf and let whatever knowledge you give them die. And so we just hope that that's not the matter when because they can't cut their ears off, they can't turn their ears off, they can't shut their ears. So their ears and that heart that's or the ears that's in between the heart hurt. So just let that message be what the message is. Islam, peace and love.
In Islam, and it's the classical drawing too, Consul General, that when ones can't deal with information, I notice it's a universal theme for ones to act as if they are being spoken over. It becomes if since I can't deal with the information, I'm gonna say he trying to overtalk me. You've been talking the whole while, and all the while you've been cutting me off. You know what I mean? So now you trying to move the goalpost, so to speak. And it's crazy because I told them, and they were saying, well, you said you was trying to show them something, and so that mean that you trying to prove something. No, family, show and prove is two different aspects. To show somebody something is to demonstrate. To try to prove something is bring evidence behind it to prove what you saying. So when I tell you I'm trying to show you unity, why is it that you are so hell bent, so to speak, on trying to show division? So the problem is you have to question your own thinking. Like this man came up, he told me he trying to show me something that bridge the gap, and show us the, oneness between our people. So why is it that I'm still trying to come up with some contention, division? That's what they should be asking themselves. You know what I mean? And like I told him, I say, brother, you don't want to admit it. I say, but you shallow in this area, and I know it. It's all right. You can't hide it from me. I say, now one of y'all ain't ready for this conversation right here. No, brother, that ain't it. Yeah, I say, I done been here. Y'all don't understand how many times I done conversed with our people, man. I'm 44 years old, man. And half of y'all, 26, 22 years. I ain't trying to lord age over you, but I'm saying I done dealt with this stuff too much. I already know. I know you trying to be something that you ain't, and that's what they teach you over there. To come off like that. But pretending gonna always show up, in certain times when you run into that right individual that's seasoned. You can't pretend no more. You got to be what you know now. You know what I mean? You might be able to pretend that you know this to somebody else that don't read and study, but when I put you under the light and I look up in you and see that strip ain't right, like they do with the $100 bill, can't nobody tell me no different. They can say what they want. You make everybody else believe what you want to, but you and I both know what's going on. Islam, goodness gracious. Brother say Hebrew women are even worse. Well, it was a sister sitting out there, and she didn't say nothing. She was quiet. She had the young seed right there. She was listening. She was listening. But the main thing is that when they start seeing them people pile up, that's when they wanted to end the conversation, because they seen that they wasn't ready for that type of conversation, and they didn't want nobody to hear the truth that was being brought. So let me hear some insults, and talk about how Muhammad ain't nothing. We don't want to hear about, so they go into this, I want to call it intellectual gangsterism. They try to do that right there to cover up, and we definitely ain't finna go there, because we can look at you and tell you ain't cut like that either. Stop playing. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, our people just got to wake up. And like I told them, I'm like, if you ain't here for peace and unity, you in the way. Get out the way. When I get to talking, y'all already know I'm uncut. I don't just talk like that when I'm online. I'm straightforward and honest in person. I ain't got time to be playing. We cutting the chase. Our people dying out here daily, man. And you got Negroes want to fleece our people. and sell them snake oil. Islam. Is there any other more who would like to come forth and give their measure?
Islam?
Islam, grand man.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Oh, we got them two at a time. Come on in here. And one of y'all I'm all right with.
Gratitude, peace and love. Divine Minister Harupa Katmayat El Bay. Let me first rise and give all praise to our Father God Allah. Honors to our Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to the Moorish American government. And honors to you, our Assistant Grand Sheikh, for this beautiful class. Always coming forth with a beautiful measure. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali for these beautiful lessons to continue to remind us who we are as a people. And, just bringing us a nation, bringing us into this nationhood, which is truly a blessing, here in these last times. It almost seems, amazing to people. It's really outside of the realm of many people's consciousness, especially from a NBC standpoint. You have these unconscious Moors, and, you try to tell them and elevate them, and, and that's the divine aspect of it is, when they're not ready for the truth, no matter what you want to do as a person or as an angel to give them the truth, ultimately it's up to them and the great God Allah if that truth will resonate. And, that's something that I really began to learn, as a path, a studier of the truth and searching for this truth. He who seeks shall find. So a lot of these wars are really not, genuine. And we learn in this Moorish American government that sincerity is the first degree. And so, if you really want to search for that pure truth, you're going to find yourself here in this Moorish American government because, I've been through it all, looking for and searching for the truth. As the Moor said, you come into all these different realms of ideologies and these different thought patterns. But from our perspective, those looking with color from in America, we have to give honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali because he was the first one to look like us and to bring us back our religion, bring us back our nationality, bring us back our culture, and it's just so, and that's something it's a fact, it's a real thing. And without him and that example of going over there to the East, and getting these divine lessons, it wouldn't be none of this. Where would we be? It wouldn't be no Hebrew Israelites. It wouldn't be no NOI. It wouldn't be a lot of these black nationalist movements, and so it's so much honor. Not enough honors can ever be given to our Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And, I just want to speak on the topic in regards to Ayah 9. He who has many children has many blessings. And, we get to understand that these words, every word that the Prophet spoke was spirit. And in the spirit of these children, we understand the L in these, the children is to give birth, to give birth to new creation. And it's not necessarily just to give birth to a child from a woman's perspective or from a couple's perspective and from conception, but it's just the conception of a thought. And, our prophet teaches us to think, if he can get us to think and we can save ourselves. And that's the blessing, is to be able to manifest the thought pattern to save ourselves. And, to get away from this thought pattern of taking away, the life of another. We learned that the glory is misplaced in this chapter. These ones with this thought pattern of negativity, like, we come from, where, they glorify the killers, they glorify the murderers of the block. Everybody know them, and they get notoriety, and it's just truly disgusting how we glorify these things in our culture. but it's the European thought pattern. And also, I just wanted to speak on ayat 18 because it's very synonymous with your ayat, and it says we are in love with anguish. We often fly from pleasure, and we purchase it. It costs us not more than what it is worth. And so, this we just got to get away from this miserable spirit, that has been polluting the spiritual consciousness of the Moors, and we have to give them a difference and just keep shifting the vibration. We know we are loved, and we learn to love and not hate. And so this is something that they really will not understand, when we come in with this pure love. But it's just a blessing that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught us. And so we're going to keep leaning with this love, keep putting the Prophet out front, and continue to teach with boldness and truth. So honors to you for your example, because you're gonna always have that scimitar out front. Peace and love.
Islamism and peace and love, yes sir. Like, yeah, we already know, man. Intellectual misery, love company. And that's the grand drawing. And like we say, like I was telling them, man, we ain't trying to make them kumbaya no more. We just trying to give our people the drawing to bring them into oneness, but we ain't gonna tarry long, because we ain't got time. The time is now. All that playing around and playing cat and mouse and all that stuff right there, catch me if you can. No, we ain't with none of that. Islam, gratitude. Let's get our next brother in here. Go ahead, Grand Man. Islam.
Oh, this is it's my grand man. Grand class. This is Sean Washington, M.O. Bay L again. It's another group be out here called. They be on the bikes too, and they got it from the Prophet. I think the Normandies, morons. Well, I forgot to call them Normans. They got it from the Prophet too.
You mean the Mormons?
Yeah. They be out here on the bikes. You got the Caucasian, European, modern day. You got the unconscious Moors.
Yeah, you talking about Joseph Smith people?
From the Prophet.
Yeah, Joseph Smith people. You talking about Joseph Smith people, the Mormons?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they stole from Kemet too.
And I said again, I was thinking about that. I said all these groups and all these nations, Islam, Hebrews, and all this stuff, they got it from the Prophet.
Yeah, everybody done took some of the Prophet.
They just on the wrong side.
Yeah, they don't want to tell you. They done repackage it. Islam. Yeah, I was just. Gratitude. Yeah, they repackaged the truth is what they did and tried to bring it to us in another way. So yeah, we give honors to you for that drawing, brother Sean Washington L. But nothing is lost. You know what I mean? Because like I was telling them, I'm like, all this attacking and stuff you trying to, I'm like, I say, I hope y'all do know that don't offend me, right? Because I'm not here to try to convert you. I'm your brother. I already know that you're not intellectually where I am or spiritually where I am. I don't say that to be condescending with no ego, but y'all ego in the way, and that's why you can't hear, because you ain't hearing without your passions. You know what I mean? Much as they get up there though and come off hardcore at the people, and I don't do no hooping and hollering, they should be able to take what they dish out, when somebody be stern with them with the truth. But they wasn't used to that, and they used to getting up there dominating sometime with the bullhorn, and like I was letting them know freedom ain't a game. Freedom ain't a game. Our people out here dying daily, so may our brothers and sisters raise up out of that ignorance, man, because it's 2024 now. If you ain't got the truth, you don't want the truth. This is the age of information. Goodness gracious. Islam. Well, all right. Is there any other more who would like to come forth and exercise their fire? Okay. All right. Going once. Going twice.
Going twice.
There you go. There you go. Lord divine. You ready to put the capstone on this temple of perfected?
Yeah, man. That was just smiling while you're talking, because it's a joy to see the family, you know what I mean? So we always like all of the great kind of love, great kind of the universe. And I think there was another family was coming at the same time. So I keep it kids so each one can get as I say, use their fire. Because as I said, everything that, as I said, since I come and learn of all these lessons, I hear teach us that we have to take the summit and worship of the mind, stop do this, stop do that, because we have to stick to the script and study these lessons, because as I say, everything belongs to us, all 60 million plus, because they come and take it. That's why these ones have been playing, because you see, once you master what belongs to you, then, like I said, the game is over, because so stuff they're playing with. So I just say, when you play with fire, you will get burned. So with that I said, to the family, they're everywhere. I just did peace, love, and love by all costs. Divine family. One love.
Peace, love, and law at all costs. And Islamism without the schism. That is Aliism. So yeah, we want to give honors to our family, man. Because it ain't nothing but love leading on. That's the savior of the world. Like I was telling our family today. Like I told them, I say, man, what law you follow? I follow the law of love. Prophet Noble Ali taught the Moors to love instead of hate. So they'll get it in due time. One thing we do know is that this generational indoctrination is definitely being recycled, but there's a paradigm shift that's taking place now, and the truth will not be crushed to the earth again. The truth will only increase in its potencies of power. So whether one can accept it or reject it, it's up to them whether they get grinded to powder. And so that ain't what we want to see, but we already know you can't go against the truth, and expect to come out victorious. You see, it just ain't gonna happen that way right there, family. Islam, I hear somebody with their line open.
Islam, yes. Are you gonna restart the clock or what?
You want to give a measure, brother? I got you. Oh yeah, you good. Go ahead. I got my jumper cables over here.
Gratitude. Yeah, it's Dr. Marvin L. Bay, Texas. Praise known have been given. Yeah, powerful class. Powerful class. You mentioned, some powerful kids. And you're talking about that truth. You know what I mean? And if one really wants the truth, really, you know what I mean? I say one seeking the truth. You know what I mean? You can put on a front that you want the truth, but if you're truly seeking the truth, when you hear it, if you're blessed to have ears to hear, then you can't help but come into conformity to it. So, it's powerful that, we, in our striving for excellence, well, that's really why we're here, striving to build that temple of perfection, a perfected man, and of course, reaching out people is all part of that, because we know that, we're taught that when man looks in the face of man, he looks in the face of Allah, so it is the truth that makes one free, and you were speaking about one that we're being taught to love. Yeah, the prophet did say we gotta learn to love, and we learn to love by studying his teaching. You know what I mean? By making these laws and lessons applicable to self. As for myself, I when I speak to people, I really look for people that looking for the truth. You know what I mean? When I then a lot of times I speak to people, you know what I mean? And if they're receptive, then all is well. And if they're not, then like I say, you keep it moving. But basically, and we know that a lot of leading on. So whatever transpires, you know what I mean, is within that law. Like I said, we can't force the truth to our people. They got to be willing. But it's good if one is able to make one willing, or to want the truth. But praise the Lord for sending us a prophet, for giving us the truth. You know what I mean? Because, looking back, in my troubles, from whence I came, a lot of things I didn't come in contact with. You know what I mean? I came in contact with the Nation of Islam, and it took me to a distance, toward the truth. And a lot of the truth was there, But praise the Lord for bringing me to this North American government, where beyond a shadow of a doubt, I've arrived at the truth. You know what I mean? And I study it on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? I study by studying the self. The prophet said, study the self. And when you have studied the self well, study the self. So that's what it's all about to me. And, prophet said he wasn't going to wake us all up at the same time. So if we want it, ain't ready, they ain't ready. I mean, that's just my point of view. But thanks a lot for you coming in. I mean, you brought me a long way too. I've been listening to you since I've been here. You know what I mean? You always take us up. You know what I mean? On high. Because and I have to say gratitude for you. Peace and love.
Gratitude and peace and love to you as well, grand man. I ain't gonna get over the fact the boy told me that them angels is spooks. I said, goodness gracious. I knew what I was dealing with then. It was time to seal the deal.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Goodness
I
gracious.
speak on that too. But
yeah.
If that was the case, then he should have heard you.
Yeah, right?
Spirit in you.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That one said, yeah, it is a spook. I like, you looking for anything you can to have, some type of means of just trying to rebut. And then, oh, you said, no, I didn't say that right there. The problem is you ain't hearing. And you too busy running your beak. You know what I mean? To where you can't hear nothing. And then you telling me what I done said. No, I didn't say that. That's what you say I said. Stop the madness. So they'll wake up though. They'll get it in due time. I know they went back and studied after that conversation. But that ain't the first time I was caught by them in that same spot. It was some different brothers though, that called me, and it went the same way. Yeah, if they want to, they need to stop talking about their Hebrew Israelites and go back to church, because that's all they is. Got a Bible out there, and teaching Roman Christianity and trying to act like they got some Israelite roots. Israel Church United in Christ, and your founders of your organization was a police. Goodness gracious. But anyway, at this time, we're going to call on our officials, starting with Sister Alcetta Moonell. Islam, you there, Goddess and Queen? Well, all right. We know the sister about the business of our Father God a lot. So, okay, well, we're going to call forth then our National Grand Mufti, Dr. Khonshu Ma'at Heru Bey, Islam of the Royal Council. You there, Grand Man? Islamism without the schism.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me, Grand Man?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Okay.
Praise the Lord for you, bro. We rise, first and foremost, giving all thanksgiving, adoration, worship, and praise to our Father God Allah, the great God of the universe, the most omniscient and the most wise. And we give the highest honors that we can give to his prophet, our prophet, the last prophet, in these days, and in these times, Prophet Noah through Ali, the Savior of humanity. Pardon. We give honor to his forerunner, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and we give honor to his government, our government, the Moorish American government, the government in which we live. According to Act 6, we give honor to the officials of this said government, our divine ministers, our swift angels, our mufti, our royal council. We give honor to our secretaries. We give honor to our citizens, the Moorish Americans. We give honor to our flag, our divine constitution and bylaws, the Holy Quran, our grand national seals, our grand national emblems, our Book of Fire, the exhument of a nation. We give honor to everything that is Moorish. We give a special high honor to you, National Grand Sheikh, for bringing forth, National Assistant Grand Sheikh, pardon the body, bringing forth this grand Moorish perspective this evening, Dr. Shadu Amiti Membership to him. And we give honor to all of our Moorish kin who have spoken before us. The Moorish kin that will speak after us, we give honor to you, angels. We just continue to give the honor where they're due and honor all true and divine prophets. Yes, we give honor to our ancestors as they have come before us, leading the way. We are them today without doubt or contradiction, because no one has the power to change man from his destination. Praise Allah for that. And it's been a grand class, Mo, and it definitely, we have to, at all the things, you brought forth, we definitely have to be aware of one's perpetrating the front. One trying to be more than they seem to be, trying to imitate and duplicate, but they just ain't going to get it right, because there's only one way out of this demonstration, and that's through this holy divine movement, as our prophet said. You can try to do it your way, but it ain't going to work. All them ways have been tried, and I think that, like we were speaking on the other night, that, there's a whole ideal, a whole grand vision of what Moorish America is. See, these ones that come through with their divisive ideals and thought patterns and the way of seeing things, once again, they missing the point. Part of having a nation and being able to sit down with the families of nations is what you say, even the playing field, or having the common denominator. So these ones don't recognize that it's a shift, from the point of where empire was the regular thing to now where nation states is the regular thing. Before the empires, before the nation states, it was just tribes, and you could be, this tribe over here, that tribe over there, and all would be well. But we are not in that era of time now. The fact that the Europeans, as I said before, escaped out of Europe and decided to try to make their world conquest, they got with these other ones and said, if we leave it the way it is, the only history is really the history of these dark-skinned melanated people. And, where is the place for us? So they got together and was like, well, let's get rid of that and start over, so we all can say now we got a place that we all started somewhere. We all started this thing on our own. And you can see that in the treatment of dark-skinned people all across the planet. This is why they had to go across raping our women everywhere so they could lighten up the complexions. And they did this for hundreds of years. Almost 1,000, maybe. Well, you can say maybe a couple thousand years now. Because if you want to take it back to Alexander the Greek, going into Africa. And so we say that to say that, we can't keep getting caught vision. You know, it's so clear. If, like you said, all this knowledge out here, if you ain't got it, if you ain't got the knowledge, because you don't want it. You know, there's plenty of books on strategies of war, and you can see clearly the strategy of these ones who try to oppress our people. It's clear as day. And you know, all you gotta do is go and look at their own game plan. You know, they got what they call national memorandums, where they come up with ideas and thought patterns on how they want to move out through the ages for the next 20 years, the next 50 years, and it's already out there for you to see. For some reason, we miss all that and get it and look at our own brothers and sisters and get to being divisive and not recognize that, okay, all that divisiveness is not going to come back what these people got planned for the planet the next 20 to 50 years, next 100 years. So, you know, playtime is over. Divisive time is over. There's no benefit for any of us in separation. So, you know, let us move forward as we continue to show the example to our people. The nationality is the order of the day. No matter what one say, you know, claiming to the brand names, the Negro, Black, and Color, ain't gonna never work for us. You know, it's once again puts one in a jurisdiction or assumable jurisdiction, which we don't want to be in. And so, you know, let us stay under the jurisdiction of God, and all will be well. You know, let's stick to the laws and dictates of what God has set forth for us, and be able to live with that, and know that we are the children of one Father, provided for by His care, and that the breast of one mother has given us up, and so that the bond of affection can unite us with our brothers and sisters, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house, and that we never have to again separate in the world, so that we can always remember the relation divided us in love and unity, and not for a stranger before our own blood. You know what I mean? This is a covenant. This is something that we, all Moors who follow the prophet to a destination that's not uncertain or unknown, this is a covenant. There should be really no talk about where we at and what we doing. It should be all action. But, praise Allah, as the prophet said, he can't wake them all. He ain't gonna wake them all up at one time, because if he did, they would just tear something up. So let us continue to be here, be steadfast, and be strong as the prophet wakes them up according to his ordination, according to his vision and sight that Allah gave to him. And let us be happy with that and just realize, hey, you know, the vanguard is here. If you're here, you're part of the vanguard, and just continue to do your job. And let the prophet put, you know, ushering them on in. And all will be well. You know, we don't have to try to dictate something or run something that is divinely planned. All we got to do is get in line. So gratitude for the class this evening. Gratitude to you, Morris America, for being here with us, giving us your time, attention, and respect. We love you. Islam and peace.
And Islam and peace. We give honors to your Grand Mufti for that drawing. You know, it ain't strange, brother. You know, powerful measure. And, you know, as I heard you speaking, brother, I couldn't help but think, you know, about the way that Rome, now, I don't know, I know in my city, they just throwing up buildings now. And you done been on the site long enough, you know, to know what I'm talking about. They actually throwing up buildings. Like normally they would throw some scaffolding up, you know. And they have come down to getting that building process to a science, you know, to where they just build it, you know. So that means in order for them to keep doing that, that means that everybody got to be in line. Everybody got to be on one accord, so to speak. And that's how we have to get about the business of what it is we do. We have to get in a state of moving and building things and keeping it moving. And that's the problem with a lot of our people. They so busy fighting over the top and bottom bunk to where they don't realize the gate's wide open. And the chairman is the only one that have ever said that, outside of me hearing, ones go back and forth. And I said the same thing, even before I read the Book of Fire. Like, man, I say it look crazy in here. We already free. The door wide open. Y'all want to fight over the top and the bottom bunk. I used to say that. And then the chairman had the same vibration in the book. And I'm like, this is crazy. But it's the truth, though. Because that's what I had come to see the division as, even back then. It's 30 years ago, man. I'm out here trying to tell our people, we won. We need to unite. That's what my whole spiel been. Anybody that ever sat back and watched, even the stuff that been brought forth recently, they done seen how we been up there trying to tell these one we won. Show them how to bridge the gap. Show them that we won, and they still want to be divided. What the prophet said, you can't do nothing but die. Not because we ain't doing nothing to our people. We ain't putting a hand on you. But we just telling you what the outcome gonna be for those who choose to continue to go down a hellacious path. It's nothing more that await one than death and destruction. Ain't no life coming out of that. That ain't living. So gratitude, National Grand Mufti, for that drawing. And we know our family, the Tribe of Endurance, is on a mission, but we just gonna call out of courtesy to see if our Grand National Secretary of the State is present, Sister Shepsut Rakat Ma'at and Pt.2 Takamin Bay, Islam. And if not, we know that she's on a mission because she told us she would be. So, all right. Well, we know the God woman is on a mission, and we know Act One as a whole is on a mission. So I want to give honors to our Grand National Chairman and the Tribe of Endurance, all of our officials for all it is that they do. So at this time, we're going to call on our National Grand Sheikh, Dr. Serapis Amin Rael, National Grand Sheikh of Moorish America, Islam. I know our Sheikh there, and it's long overdue. Islam, you there, Sheikh? Give him a minute. We already know how wrong we working with these apparatuses. Definitely know how they can be. Anybody on the board? Do you see our National Grand Sheikh on the board? Well, all right. Well, we know our Sheikh normally tune in at this particular time.
Islam, can you hear me now?
There you go. Islam Sheikh. Yes, sir. We hear you loud and clear.
Praise Allah. We appreciate that grand demonstration that you set out this evening. We want to give our Father praise, giving us the ear to hear and wisdom, for wisdom's sake, honor, blessing. He brought us a blessing because we have been constantly thinking of that issue and how our brothers and sisters seem to be caught up in the trap of not knowing who they are, and when they find out who they are, they don't want to be that. They seem to carry on with something that is alien to them. Not understanding that which is alien to them is what's killing them and bringing one down in the mud
But here the prophet is on the manifest, and this ambassador, she brings such a lofty kind of wisdom and understanding to the forum, and gives us a drawing of ourselves and our brothers and sisters here, there, and everywhere, and what one is going through, and how one can go through this demonstration to bring out the best that's in them, because the best is there for us to open up the door of wisdom, bring forth the laughter of love, and bring the love on the manifest, and demonstrate the truth. And the Sikhs always put the truth out there, and brothers and sisters that get a drawing, praise Allah. The whole thing is we are one family. We're children of one family, one father, the rest of one mother. All of us are, and we need to tie ourselves in, you and I tie, unity, etc., in order for us to expand, expound, and be ourselves as a people. Praise Allah for you, Chief. And thank you for filling our table with those nourishments that will bring us everlasting love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Islam. January 15, 1929. A warning from the prophet. Read all meetings. Hereby inform all citizens that must end all radical agitated peoples while they work in their own streets. Throughout the peace and not destruction. I'm passing a card to Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Faith to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We offer love, truth, peace, and justice. These countries violated, then must take its course. Any citizen, a group of citizens who open interference towards the government or the prophet or violate the divine covenant and Moorish movement will receive their reward for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the laws laid down in them by the prophet. If they lose confidence in the prophet, they should turn in their card and button. Each one determines affairs and return to the state where the prophet found you. This is a holy divine movement founded by the prophet Pt.2, and if the prophet is not right, the government is not right. The prophet therefore is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans to do their part protecting the prophet and the government. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet Pt.2, this hereby Islam. Ye are the children of one father, provided by his care, and the breast of one mother has given you suck. The bonds of affection, therefore, unite thee with thy brothers. The peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relation that binds you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger for thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity is 15, if our sisters in trouble forsake us not, so shall the fortunes of our Father tribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Islam. This meeting is put to close according to Act 2 by the divine Constitution, and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Go in peace, boys. See you at Sunday school tomorrow. Islam. Love you, Grand Sheep. Great class.
Grand class, just a grand sheet, grand class. And measure grand class.
Great class, national class. Islam.
Family.
Great class. Don't forget to pay your dues, Moors. Don't forget to pay your dues. Love you, Moors. Peace and love.
See you tomorrow, class. Peace and love. Love y'all.
This session is no longer being recorded.
Islam, Moors, we love you. Peace and love. You already know.
You're right there.
Islam. All
Grand
right.
class.
Grand measure, Moors. We'll see y'all in
Goodbye.
Sunday school tomorrow. Peace and love, and honor to our family out there in the world of YouTube. Noble Brian, Charles Royale, C Mac. We give honors to you, Born Dog. Honors to you, brother Marquise, Tarif Bey. Y'all already know it's love, family. The best is yet to come. Islamism without the schism. That's Aliism. Islam. Peace and love, family. See y'all in the next session.